When you're asked to find the zeros of a rational function, or any function for that matter, what you're being asked to do is find out when does that function equal 0. So what are the values that you need to substitute in for x so that the function, whether it's a rational function, a polynomial, whatever it is, so that when that whole thing is equal to 0, what do those x values have to be? Well, for a fraction is 0 when the numerator is 0. That's it. If the numerator is 0, well, 0 divided by anything is 0. So all you really need to focus on is the numerator. When does the numerator equal 0? So, again, if you see a polynomial, more likely than not, you're going to need to factor. So we'll go through and factor 2x minus 1, x plus 3. Multiply them together. Make sure that the product is the polynomial that you started with. And when is that first factor? 2x minus 1. When does that equal 0? Well, that is equal to 0 when x is 1/2. What about x plus 3? When does that equal 0? Well, that's equal to 0 when x is equal to -3. Now, I wish it ended there. We could stop right there. But since we're dealing with fractions, you always have to look at the denominator, because when the denominator is 0, then the fraction is undefined. So x can't be certain values that make that denominator 0. So we take the denominator, x squared minus 9. We do the same thing. We factor it, set it equal to 0. The denominator will end up being 0 when x is equal to 3 and x is equal to -3. In other words, x can never be those two values. If it is, then you're going to have a 0 in the denominator, and that's undefined. So those two answers that we came up with, 1/2 and -3, we're going to have to get rid of one of those answers, -3, because x cannot equal that. So your final solution ends up just being x is equal to 1/2.